he should be rushed into anything yet, because you have to understand, you have to give a youngster space to grow in his own ability, and this guy's supremely talented, and he's got great ability, as everyone saw. So we definitely think that he has what it takes to play at the highest level, and he's shown that in his first game already, and we believe that he can keep repeating that, because he's a very keen learner, he's a very sharp guy, and he understands situations really well. So we're all very happy for him, but I don't think we should compare him to anyone yet, or we should put him in a space where he starts feeling pressure of any kind. He should just be left to enjoy his cricket and slowly grow into the cricketer that we all believe he can. Well, obviously they're going to try and come back strong and come hard at us in this game, because it's only a 2-match series, and you don't have much room to do anything apart from making a comeback at this stage. So we are aware of the fact that they will come hard at us, and we just simply have to be at the top of our game and make sure that anything that's a difficult situation for us, we come out of that situation with playing sensible cricket, and understanding the situation, reading it well, and then overcoming that situation. So we expect them to obviously come back stronger in this game, and try and be on top as much as possible, and we are aware of that. Yes, the slip cordon is quite consistent now. The guys that are doing the job regularly are the ones that are putting the minutes in practice as well. Be it Pujara, Ajinkya, Rahul, or myself, we all do our bit at training to make sure that we get X number of catches. Obviously, in India, you might not need as many number of slips, but if required, then the slip catching or the cordon will be consistent, and I think that's one of the key factors as well. That guys are willing to do that job for a longer period of time, and hence the results as well. They worked hard towards it, and we saw the results of it in England, where we could pick up wickets, and we could grab chances as well at the right times.
Yes, sir. I will see the track last 2 matches completed day of this track.
It's always going to be a good cricket wicket in Hyderabad. We understand that, because of the weather here. I mean, the pitch doesn't wear and tear so much. There's a decent level of or covering of grass on the pitch. The surface is always hard, so if you bowl well as a bowler, you can take wickets, and if you bat well, you can score runs, and that's always been the true nature of this wicket, and something that all cricketers enjoy playing on. Well, definitely could be one of the reasons, because they're already exposed to the environment that an international game would replicate. But there's always pressure of playing for the country. I mean, when you wear that jersey for the first time, and you get that cap in the morning of the game, there's always butterflies in your stomach, and I'm sure everyone feels that pressure. But yeah, I don't think it's as intense as 10-15 years back, when you didn't have any exposure to this kind of a level of cricket, and then suddenly you're put out there in a test match, making your debut for India, the highest or the toughest thing there could be. So I'm definitely I agree with the fact that they have played in situations in the IPL where they play in front of so many people, that they're not nervous anymore off the big stage. Yes, they might have that eagerness to perform or the pressure to perform, but they're not overawed by the scenario, and I think that's always going to be an advantage, because the guys coming in can be fearless, and they can start doing the job for you from game one, which both these young guys that you mentioned and Hanuma as well have done that straight away. So yeah, they're supremely confident guys who are coming up.
Like, in these kind of test match, probably when you're not facing a broad Anderson, like, was it some kind of different challenge that you gave yourself? Like, yeah, differently, like, for 100 runs in series and all, like, what was the mindset like?
Well, you also have to realize that by the time the middle order walked in that game, the ball was soft. The pitch was not as quick. The harder ball comes onto the bat, so you have more boundary opportunities. Everyone wants to score boundaries and score as many as possible. But I think that's probably come with experience of playing so many games, understanding that if not with boundaries, you can run your way to 100 as well. There's no harm in that. And I think with that mindset, you're always at peace with the fact that you understand your game. You can bat all day. You can bat for 2 days, and just score in singles and doubles. You don't necessarily need to hit a boundary. And if you're convinced about that in your own head, then the bowler gets to know as well. And then the battle of patience starts. So I think you have to be convinced first that you can play all day with singles and doubles and still get 100, not necessarily wanting to hit the big shots. But given an opportunity, obviously you will cash in on the loose balls. So I think that's probably the balance in Test match batting that I've experienced, and something that you have to keep switching according to the conditions that you're playing in. But I think defense and understanding your off stump and being happy with that setup is the basic and the most important thing in Test match batting. I totally agree with him. I mean, to have a ball scuffed up in 5 overs is not something that we've seen before. The quality of the balls used to be quite high before, and I don't understand the reason why it's gone down, because a Duke's ball is still good quality, a Kookaburra is still good quality, whatever limitations a Kookaburra might have, but the quality is never compromised. Even the Duke's ball, I think, is the most suited ball according to me for Test match cricket. And if there is a situation, I would vouch for that to be used all over the world, because of the consistency of the ball, and how the bowlers are in the game at any stage, even the spinners, because the seam is so hard and upright, and the seamers as well. If the ball is hard, you can get that extra pace, but if the ball goes so soft in 10-12 overs, then your effort comes down by 20%. So I think the quality of the ball has to be maintained. There's no doubt about that, because otherwise, you have too many dead sessions in a Test match, which you don't want to see. You want to see exciting cricket and guys working hard for runs, being in the battle all day, and I totally agree with Ash. Yes, I mean, basically you look at guys who are putting revs on the ball. That's something that I feel always works in overseas conditions. Guys who can get the ball to bite off the pitch are the ones who succeed, not just in Indian conditions but overseas as well. If you see someone like Moin and the way he bowls, it's the pace on the ball that puts you in doubt, and a little bit of an area if provided, then that can create doubts in your head because of the pace that they have on the ball. I think Ash did that beautifully in England. He bowled quicker than he used to, and something that he's added to his game. Jaddu obviously is the bowler that always has done that. So I think these two guys, we feel, definitely are equipped to do the job for us in any conditions, and they have identified the areas that they needed to work on, and they have worked on those areas. So I feel with our bowling attack, we don't have any kind of issues as such to find the right balance. So we feel as management, we're pretty happy with how the guys are working towards their games.